Lamont Stevens is the founder of Business Success Global, where he has mentored countless professionals, guiding them to unlock their potential and share their gifts with the world. He's a passionate keynote speaker, a business coach, and a marketing expert who specializes in helping his clients create irresistible offers and reoccurring revenue. Today, he's going to chat with us about the sower and the seed. Lamont, welcome to the Bree Talk stage.
Thank you, Tara Lee. Over 20 years ago, I was invited to speak. And in fact, it was my first paid speaking event. And I was nervous. My palms were sweaty. My mouth was dry. My leg was shaking. I had spent hours preparing for this message. And I happened to be reading in the book of the Gospel of Mark about the sower and the seed. And as I was reading this parable, I came across a verse, verse 13, and it read, and he said to them, "Do you not understand this parable? How then, when you understand all the parables, a sower went out to sow?" You see, I thought this message was for the people in the audience, and partly that was true, but what I learned over the years that this message was really meant for me. And I have a question for you. Have you ever sown the right seeds and didn't see the results that you had hoped for? Let me read that again. Have you ever sown the right seeds and didn't see the results you had hoped for? Today, I want to share with you some principles from the sower and the seed, and that can not only transform your life, but also transform your business. For illustration purposes, the sower represents the speaker who had a message, an offer, a product that he wanted to share with the world. And he knew his MVP, his mission, his vision, his purpose, and was so important that he felt he had to share it. And when we look at this parable, the parable starts out telling us that the sower went out to sow. And some of the seed fell by the wayside, and the birds of the air came and devoured it. See, many registered to hear him. The sower showed up to his speaking engagement. Perhaps it was a webinar, and he gave this phenomenal presentation. Unfortunately, no one showed up to listen. The result, the birds of the air came and ate it. But the sower continued to do what he did. He continued to sow his seed, and at this time it fell on stony ground. And because it didn't have much soil, much depth, the seed sprouted up and the plant withered because the sun had scorched it. What does this mean? The sower, the speaker, decided to put on another event. This time he was speaking on a podcast. The people got really excited and they registered and they even showed up. But when the work got challenging, things got hard, you know the result. They stopped showing up to training. They stopped doing the work. They just gave up. But the sower knew that his mission, his vision, his purpose was that important. And so he continued to sow his seed. And this particular seed fell upon thorny ground. But this seed not only fell on thorny ground, but it germinated. It started to grow, and the thorns would choke the crop so that it could not bear fruit. In this case, the sower, the speaker, was invited to share on a summit, and he sowed the seed. His presentation was awesome. The offer was great, but the people got distracted by the bright and shiny objects, the get-rich schemes, and just busy with life, text messaging, phone calls, etc. And they were never really able to launch and fulfill their assignment on the earth. And we know the result. They were drowning in debt, programs sitting on the shelves, computer programs never being opened before. But the sower didn't get discouraged. He continued to do what he was called to do. which was share his message with the world. And eventually this seed fell upon good ground and the crop sprang up, it increased, and it produced 30, 60, and 100 times. In this case, the sower, the speaker, continued to perfect his craft and share his story and present his message, and finally got booked to speak on some of the biggest stages to his right fit audience. And the results were amazing. See, he got paid before he got on the stage. He made an impact and provided tons of value to his right fit audience. He made an irresistible offer from the stage and got handsomely compensated for all the work he put in. He continued to see the ripple effects of his efforts by making reoccurring revenue once he left the stage. And his clients were seeing 30x, 60x, 100x ROI because they were invested. They were believers. They were disciplined in their daily habits, and they were committed to the process. Perhaps you're a speaker, an author, and a coach, and you resonate with the story just as I have. I invite you to take that step of faith today. And some of you need help, but many of you have been burned by people who have promised and under-delivered. I can't make any guarantees regarding your results, but what I can do is help you get clarity on the next steps you need to take. I'm Lamont Stevens, and I empower speakers to add reoccurring revenue, income, and impact long after they get off the stage. I will share some tips, some strategies as a keynote speaker that I use in my company, Business Success Global, and all my social media channels. You deserve to make money once you leave the stage.